Capacity crowd here inside legendary Rec Hall, where the Nittany Lions have won 93 matches in a row dating back to 2005.
And Blair Brown making a big move. Watch her jump to her left, jumping way into the angle there. Coach Rose says that's something that she's done much better this year, especially the second half of the season. Again, another look, great look at how she dives into the angle. And when blockers do that, now the hitter's thinking, okay, is she going to do that the next time? And if then you just get in the hitter's head a little bit as a blocker that way. Good move.
It's been interesting, too, Coach, to see over the last 4 years the subtle differences and sometimes the major differences between these Penn State championship teams. This team is a much less emotional, much quieter group than we've seen in years past. But this senior class appreciates the fact that they can make history and win a fourth in a row.
Yeah, Coach Rose said they've had to battle to get where they are. It hasn't always been easy. They had a horrendous weekend in Indiana, losing to Purdue and Indiana on the same weekend, but turned it around after that.
Back to the freshman, Scott. Penn State covers the tip. Free ball, Duke. Katnack, nice play, and a good decision by the center. Dumps it over.
You can hear some, you got to expect, if the setter is in the front row and the ball goes close, some blocker has to have hands up in front of that.
And the block. Dunworth makes it a 6-0 run for the Blue Devils, and they're down a point here in set number 2. Scott missed it wide.
Now this is what you would expect from freshmen a little more. It hasn't been the case so far, but now Duke finally in a position to put some pressure on and forcing a substitution.
Katie Cabas will check in. The outside from Raleigh, playing against the Blue Devils. And I like the choice there to go to the senior Wilson for the put-away.
Had 2 seniors to choose from on that play. Brown, number 9, or Wilson. Both good options.
Ends a run of 7 straight points for the Blue Devils. After another tough serve, Penn State gets the point. Kristen Carpenter on 2.
Now Duke making the mistake. Close pass, setter's in the front row, no hands. Watch her left hand come up that early. When she gives it away, telegraphing it like that, some blocker has to get a pair of hands in front of that.
Katnack, the ACC Player of the Year, setting up the back row attack, and Smalzer sends it wide. Point Penn State, and Duke will call the timeout. 18-15 here in game number 2. The Nittany Lions trying to get back to the national semis. You're watching NCAA Women's Volleyball Region Final Action, presented by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. And the Penn State Nittany Lions took the opening set. They have the lead in the second. Not only number 1 Florida out, but also the number 2 seed Nebraska, the number 3 seed Stanford, all gone. The Pac-10, 4 of the last 8 teams remaining in the tournament in what has been a season of upsets. I love the word you used, carnage in the bracket.
It's like you just don't want to play. Anything can happen, especially if you're a high seed.
And all of a sudden, this number 4 seed Penn State is the highest seeded team left. Southern Cal, the big win against Stanford earlier today. Penn State with the block, Gary Wilson.
And Cabas, number 2 on your screen there, providing help. So again, Penn State getting 2 blockers up. Duke so far doing a nice job of distributing the offense. All the hitters have 10, 11, or 12 swings, all 5 of them. But they just can't get the ball to the floor. And there's another example. Penn State doing a better job defensively, getting hands in front, the front line of defense. And if it gets past the block, then the second line, the back court, has been also putting themselves in good positions.
Wilson, 5 kills, 4 blocks, 5 points in a row for Penn State.
Good read there, Beth.
Whew.
You were ready to make that play.
Quick reflexes. I don't have any eligibility left, though. Karch, I'm sitting next to the guy who has the best hands in volleyball in history, and he wasn't up to block that one.
I was relying on the monitor to do so. We had fans behind us saying, come on, Karch, you got to protect her. That was hilarious.
The monitor took the worse for wear on that shot, but we're okay. Russ Rose was quicker to reach over off the bench.
One of us has got to come up with that.
Boy, the Penn State block is just mauling them right now at the net.
And you know you're in trouble if Carpenter at 5'6" notches the block. Got to hit it higher than that and over or off the outside hand right here. Strong right hand by Carpenter. Things are going well for Penn State when she gets the block.
How about 7 of the last 8 points? And the Nittany Lions 3 points away from taking a 2-0 lead. The 2010 NCAA Women's Volleyball Championship begins Thursday, December 16th with the national semifinals at 7 Eastern, live on ESPN2 and also available in HD. For more info, log on to ncaa.com, the official online home for all 88 NCAA championships. Congratulations to USC. They are going on to the semis. They beat Stanford earlier today. And we'll have highlights for you coming up at the intermission. Lowell Galindo and Elizabeth Morrow in the studio, recapping that all Pac-10 affair. We've got another one coming up later tonight with Washington and Cal out in Seattle. That's our nightcap this evening. The match that will follow us out in Austin is Texas and Purdue on one of the best days in college volleyball with all 4 region finals on ESPNU. We talked about her at the start of the program, and Big Ten Player of the Year is not disappointing.
No, she's been very effective. A lot of the load for Penn State, just as you would want a seasoned 5th-year senior to do if you want to make another run for a championship.
Seen a big change in her from the midway point of the season with that trip that you alluded to, the back-to-back losses at Purdue and Indiana, and Brown has been tremendous since that point. Close to 5 kills per game and hitting .350 in the last 17 matches. Off the tape.
Good read by Dorico.
McClendon tried to push it deeper. Robertson was there. Cross court, Dunworth. Wilson, a little spin on it, but long.
You know what I like during that rally? The long it's going on, and McClendon, the freshman, is screaming, go, go, go. That's the type of sets he was ready to hit. You love it when young players are calling for the ball in a big match like that.
Well, you think of the outside hitters they've had here in the last few years with Megan Hodge and Nicole Fawcett. Dynamite, and now McClendon, the freshman, stepping in to try and fill that void and gets the kill down the line.
Really making something out of nothing. It started with Carpenter saving a bad pass and putting it at a position where McClendon could do something. McClendon's threading the needle down the line.
Starting to go more and more to that play, and it's not working.
It certainly isn't. It's trying to do too much, and then she hits out of bounds.
Set points lined up for Penn State. Point Duke. Set point number 2 for Penn State. Carpenter. Deja vu. Too much McClendon for Penn State.